Aiden.
I'm V. Marie.
And we know better. Guys! Another guest episode. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Can you tell how we know her? Do you see any resemblance?
Do you think
Actually, leaning a little bit into the camera. Can you tell? She's my sister!
Right.
Morgan is right.
Right.
I feel like you can, especially when you guys were younger, in pictures I've seen you could definitely tell you were related.
Yeah.
You still can. You guys have very much similar facial structures.
We have the same Puerto Rican nose. Mine's a bit wider, but...
Yeah.
But even just like your chin, your nose, your lips, you guys look very definitely easily.
yeah.
Do
We
you
are, in
normally
fact,
get pegged
related.
as sisters? Like if strangers say it, we'll be like, oh, are you guys sisters?
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
we don't really talk to strangers.
That's
I
what
feel.
I was gonna say. I don't really introduce
Okay, fair.
ourselves as sisters.
But
That's
everyone
fair.
who is related, like to the Pena side of the family, which is my mom's side, we all look similar. You can all
Yeah,
tell we're
I would-
related
yeah.
because we all have the nose. Even like our cousin-in-law and our cousin, their baby looks just like us.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
he
like-
also looks like how we all looked as babies.
Yeah.
I think.
Like when I first saw him, I was like, "There's no fucking way! Like that looks like my blood."
Yeah.
And my cousin's baby with a person who is not related to us, obviously by blood, and it looks like I gave birth. I was like, that was exactly how I would imagine a child for me would look.
Right.
And I think we both kind of look like the Brown side too, because Sid saw a picture of Drew recently, and she immediately was like, "Oh, she's from your dad's side."
True. I think
And
we
he's
have
like,
our
yeah.
dad's like upper nose into
Yeah.
eye structure, if that makes sense, and also somewhat skin.
Yeah. Well, we're pale as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
have.
Dad's tanner than us, I think, at times, which is sad because
Well, Jeff be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's out in the
In the sun, in the
environment.
sun.
Mhm.
I feel like we have green undertones to our skin. I don't know if you can see. You can
I've
see
always
my green
been told I
veins.
have olive undertones.
Yeah, so do
That's
I.
good.
Yeah.
Like the difference between us and Morgan isn't
'cause
necessarily
I'm
the
very
shade
reddy
of our
and
skin,
purple.
but she has red underneath.
Yeah.
So it makes her look more white than we do, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, even Ange, who is my best friend and also basically like a sister to both of us, looks more Hispanic than us, and she's
Yeah.
white.
But also, I think that's the Italian in her,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
She's
it's 100%
Italian.
the Italian, but she looks not white at all.
And that's same with our other cousins that are half Puerto Rican and half Italian. They look more Puerto Rican because they have the Italian, I think.
Really? I don't know. I feel like they look more white than we do in a way.
I think
'Cause I
Anthony does, and I think he looks more Hispanic.
To me, I see both of them, and I think they look like an Italian person. Like, I don't
guess.
think they look Hispanic.
I think
look at them
Alyssa
and-
I can see the Hispanic in her, especially
Well,
when
I
she
can
gets her
tell
hair
that they're
curly.
Hispanic, but if I were to see them on the street, I would first assume that they are just white Italian people.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know about our older cousin though.
I think he looks the most Puerto Rican out of all of us.
He looks like a typical white Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stereotype living in New York City. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But he pulled the baddie Latina, so it all works out
Yeah,
for him, I
shout
guess.
out.
Shout out, cousin-in-law.
Shout out to her, not him.
No.
Well, yes. I know. Well, we're going to the baby's 1 year. Me and the baby, he's born March 1st.
Yeah, the day after you.
It's basically my birthday. Me and the baby share a birthday, and I have to go the weekend. Well, we both are going, not have to. The weekend after my birthday weekend. And I was telling people, and I was like, I have to go see my cousin-in-law's baby. And they're like, are you going to see your cousin? And I'm like, who knows?
I think he will be there. He's been there every time I've visited him, the baby.
I don't know. I guess just no one in the family like me anymore.
That's,
My grandma literally does not like me. She
That's
do
not
not fuck
true.
with me. She loves you. That's it.
I don't know why.
She said that to Mom's face. She literally was like, I only want to see V. To my mom's face on FaceTime. And then to the point where my mom hung up and she was like, I'm sorry. Like, that was mean. She shouldn't have said that to you.
Some are just favorites. You can't help it.
Yeah.
I was my grandma's favorite too, so I
Yeah.
can't even really like.
And
But-
she's excited because she's meeting the girlfriend for the first time ever. Like,
Yeah,
that's a big
because she wants to
deal.
know your girlfriend because all she does is care about you. Actually, that's not true, though. I think I was
yeah.
low-key her favorite when I was dating Nick.
I don't think you were her favorite. I don't think that ever happened. Sorry.
Wow.
But I think
wishful
she liked
thinking.
you better. Not
Liked
liked you
me
better, but
No, because her first, like, a full year after me and Nick had broken up, because we broke up in August, and her birthday's in July 1st.
yeah.
July 1st, the following year, me and Ange, we all went to her birthday dinner. I think you were there as well.
Yeah, we
I'm
went
assuming.
to
That Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she goes, I miss Nicky. Like, where is he? And I was like, then you fucking invite him. The
Yeah,
fuck?
I remember
like,
that.
me and Ange both, like, had the most flabbergasted look when she said that. We were like, and she was
doesn't
like,
know
I
that.
miss
She doesn't know
Nikki.
give her some credit. She doesn't know the ins and outs. You know, she didn't know why you guys broke up or anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she knew we were broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's still
also-
kind of a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, like I'm here.
But
you're
I get it.
actual
She doesn't
blood.
appreciate the whole thing, but she's like, oh, I miss the white man.
No, like I was. And then she was. Well, the thing about Nick and my grandma was, the reason she said that, she was like, well, he brought me flowers and my favorite wine every single time it was my birthday. Like, you don't do that. Like, he cares about me. And I was like, he did it because I told him to, and I told him what your favorite flower was, and I told him what your favorite wine was.
Right.
It was me. Anyway.
Because behind
no credit.
every good man is a woman. A good man.
And no credit. And how did
Yeah.
you feel when I sent you that memory of me and Nick earlier today? From 5 years ago, that picture of us?
I was jealous of his eyelashes. That's all I had to say. He had great eyelashes.
Yeah.
Actually
It
funny.
made me like gender envy.
Yeah. Well. And when I showed him to my sorority when I was actively dating him, they're like, "Oh, is that your girlfriend?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well,
No.
the crazy."
If I wouldn't have known and I know who it is and what he looks like, it could have well been assumed. He looks very masked lesbian in that picture. Yes, I mean most pictures, as I argue.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that you mentioned his eyelashes is I bullied him all of middle school for having eyelashes that made him look like a girl. Like he
And
told
who
me
knew that would have been what attracted to him later on.
and he literally told me once we started dating, he was like, I did not like you at all in middle school. Like, you would, like, go out of your way to make fun of my eyelashes and say I looked so feminine, like you emasculated me all the time. And I was like, LOL, that's so funny. I even wrote about it, like, in our school. We wrote a letter in 8th grade to our senior year selves, and then we opened it. Mine was fucking absurd, because I'm dating Nick at this point, right, for about a year. And in the letter, I'm like, hey, how's eyelashes doing, by the way? Like, does he still have crazy long eyelashes? And I read that, and I was like, and when I say I wasn't even remotely friends with Nick in middle school, like, we maybe talked once a few times a year, and it was for me to bully him. That was it. So the fact that he made it into my 8th grade letter was actually really scary.
That is interesting.
It was freaky.
Some form of manifesting, maybe, at your detriment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, crazy and absurd. It freaked me out. But anyway, welcome to the podcast where my sister is on. Long-winded way to say that.
Yes. first sister guest episode. Long awaited, because they were kind of the motivation behind making the pod, or like the starter to get the pod. I guess there was a lot of motivations that went into making the pod. I guess.
I think at first our idea for the pod was that we are, I mean, that's, if you look at our YouTube description, it'll say this, but like, we're older sisters, and also we're very parentified older sisters, and we love to explain things that don't need to be explained to our friends, and we do it to each other so much that we get in these long conversations, I guess. Mm-hmm. So we were like, we should make a podcast and talk about it, but I would argue our branding has really shifted to being more of a queer podcast.
True.
Sapphic podcast, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair. And then we have our first guest on the pod that is actually in a relationship with a woman.
Yes.
Because that's first person on the pod, let's say, because it hasn't been either of us. We've been here since the beginning, hasn't been either of us.
Yeah, shout out Sid.
Long-term committed relationship, too.
Woo! Which I definitely
Yes.
have never talked about or complained about on the podcast that she has not seen before.
I've seen an episode.
She didn't
Sorry,
even
I
finish
shouldn't call
it.
myself off. Well, I was leaving to go to the airport.
Yeah, but I gave
worked
you
the
like
rest of
3
the
months.
day.
I told her like 3 months ago. I said, "Do you want to be on the pod? Because I kind of want you to be on the pod." And she was like, "Yes." And I said, "Okay. The only thing is you have to like watch at least like 1 or 2 episodes, like meaning like probably 2 and maybe at least like 1 in full."
I tried. I'm busy. I work.
Oh, she's got a girlfriend. She
I've
don't got
a
time to
girlfriend.
watch
My
podcasts
girlfriend
like us.
doesn't really want to watch. No offense. Like, she's
Hey,
like,
I'm gonna say though,
Sid doesn't want to watch the podcast.
well, no, not that she doesn't want. She'll be mad at me if she thinks I said that. Not that she
Like-
doesn't want to watch it. She won't be mad at me.
she'll watch this one.
But she will watch this one. Yeah, because I'm in it. But
We talk about queer things all the time, and also about both of you. Not
we
in
don't
a
watch.
re-ray.
It's not like we watch podcast. Period.
No,
the
it's
only
fair,
one
it's
we
just not
watch
your
is
thing.
like Mary Beth Brown Bride. Like that's the
Right.
only one we watch.
Right, but
together.
all I'm saying is Morgan's sister's boyfriend watches every single episode, and he even comments.
That
Shout
is
out
true.
Max.
It's quite crazy.
Oh,
But
well.
then I have 2 other sisters who don't watch it all. So
Yeah.
it's like you put them in a hat. You're the only one. I have 3. That is like I have 1 good example, but then I have 2 that are not. So it's like we can't even
All
really
I'm saying
hate
is
it.
I think I deserve the support from Sid because I know when her birthday is and I get her presents for every holiday.
Yeah, well, we
That are
also get
thoughtful.
home and we're like, we can't focus on anything because we have just worked with children for
actually, when you tell me how early Sid gets up for work, it actually makes me feel sick.
Yeah, she gets up at 5 a.m. every single day, and then she drives 45 minutes at 6 a.m. when the sun's not.
Because she works pretty far away from.
She does,
and
she works with 11th graders. Like, she has to deal with 11th graders all day long, and they're.
Yeah, I should. Honestly, not much different than listening to our podcast, probably.
Well, but it's in a way. V texts me out of the blue all the time, and she was like, "I was talking to this 4th grade boy, and you guys love the same things." And every time I'm like, "All right, so this is rude."
I mentioned one time to one of my students last year that you watched anime, that my sister watched anime, and ever since every time I see him, he's like, "Have you watched Haikyuu yet? You need to watch Haikyuu."
You do need to watch Haikyuu.
I watched
it's the best sports anime there is.
But I watched it when I was in middle school, and you bullied me for it. So.
Ooh. Yeah,
well, I have watched it before you.
And you watched Haikyuu?
Yes, when I was in middle school.
Oh my god, I didn't know
and
that.
I watched
That's
Free.
So slay.
Did you ever watch Free?
Yes,
no?
I knew you had watched Free, but
I
watched
minifigures for free.
Still?
No. I had like
I only watched Free.
Small ones, not like big ones.
I only watched Free because Amelia wanted us to watch 50% Off. Did you ever watch that on YouTube? It's like this YouTube spoof of the anime, and it's like really gay and really funny. Highly suggest if you never watched 50% Off. And I liked it so much that I then went and watched Free, which I liked. Not as much as Haikyuu. Haikyuu is the best one, but wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Bradley and JT are going to be so flabbergasted. Bradley was the one who put me on Haikyuu. He was like, this is the best sports anime. The thing with the anime bullying thing is that I was a different person then, and now I think I've grown.
You were dating Nick, were you?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't dating Nick until 2018. You were watching anime way before that. In middle school, into high school.
Yeah. 8th grade.
Yeah, in 8th grade. I was a sophomore.
I feel like there was someone you were telling about it to me, about me. I don't know.
What?
You would make fun of me to your friends that I would watch anime, but I don't remember.
Someone specific?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I don't know who.
It was probably the girl I had a crush on at the time, would be my thought. Or it was Allie.
Yeah.
But Allie also watched anime. She watched Ouran High School Host Club with the weird incestual twins.
That's a different kind of anime.
No, okay, but it's not, though, because it's actually...
weirder.
It's actually really good because it's like a romance anime that's supposed to make fun of the romance anime tropes. Because what they actually do in a lot of romance animes, incestual twins, or the boy who looks like he's 4 but he's actually a love interest because he's actually 17, etc., etc.
I hate when the anime suddenly becomes incestuous. Like, I remember watching Sword Art Online, and then that randomly started, and I was like, oh.
A guy I hooked up with in college, Pietro, he one time sent me a nude where he was naked except he was holding the sword from Sword Art Online, and he was like, do you know what this is? And I was like, unfortunately. Yeah. And then I sent it to... Okay, he wasn't actually, his dick wasn't out. It wasn't like a nude. Okay, because I didn't want to just confess to spreading nudes. But I sent it to all my friends, and I was like, look at this fucking guy, man. And that was while I watched anime, but I was like, okay, and I'm not taking it to this level, at least. Yeah. And even if I was, I'm a girl, so that's different.
No, I was going to say, if a woman would have done it, that might be different.
I'd be yes.
Like, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know anything about the anime, though, to say if it would be hot or not, but I'm like, yeah, I guess.
I think also Sword Art Online is notoriously, like, one of the worst animes ever. Like, everyone who's like, if you watch it, like, you have bad taste.
I think the first season, from what I remember from 8th grade, which was, like, 10 years ago, so, like, I don't really know if I'm correct still, but I remember I liked the first season, and then it started getting incesty, and I was like, oh, this is bad,
right.
Actually.
And you hate when that happens. You really do. But I didn't know that at the time when yeah, that makes sense. You were watching in 8th grade because Allie 9th grade and I would have been in 10th grade. Yeah. But I didn't know that the anime itself was supposed to be like a spoof. It's like making fun of the tropes, so they really exacerbate the tropes and like make jokes out of it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know that, so I would be laying in bed and Allie would be like, can I watch like a few episodes to fall asleep? And I'd be like, okay. And I'd lay there and then she's watching Ouran High School Host Club and the twins would be like talking about sleeping together and I'm like, yeah, whatever she's doing, I guess. I would be like, she's weird for that, but love her anyway. But now I understand. But I don't know. I think it wasn't culturally acceptable to like anime really until the big shift of 2020.
Do you think you were projecting? That was, you wanted to be free like that and you just felt like you couldn't?
Probably in some way. But I mean, I was really weird in other ways that was definitely not normal. I mean, I was so obsessed with 5 Seconds of Summer in One Direction that it was... My bedroom to this day from that era is like this, but imagine wall to ceiling whole ceiling covered, all the walls covered, and it's One Direction and 5 Sauce. So I was weird in different ways. I guess that's probably why, though, because I was also weird. So it's like if you were a type of weird that was different than mine but still like socially unacceptable, I'm like, well, now I can bully you.
Right.
Also, you're my sister. I feel like you're allowed to make fun of your sister for some things, like during life.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, I've done all that. I've done all that, but none of them were watching anime.
Yeah. That's just a tough one.
Yeah. I was made fun of for what I was watching more than I think any of them ended up being. Because I was a big YouTube nerd and would watch gaming, and then I was like, what the heck, you're a girl.
Well, that's my first...
But I was obsessed. I would, like, you'd find me, and that's all I was watching.
Right.
Like, anytime I was home, like, they had right to make fun of me because I'd be walking through our house watching it. Like, I was, like, I was literally iPad baby, because our school had iPods, so I was literally, like, walking around all my rooms watching YouTube on my iPad.
V was also iPad baby, like, because I never got an iPad.
I only got an iPad in like 4th grade, and that's not iPad 4th baby grade. Compared to now.
No, totally. Compared to now,
I
had it in
like
high school,
kindergarten, and so
that's what I'm referring to. But just like the attachment I had to it is what I.
And also, I feel like when I was doing on my iPad, I was like making iMovies and Videostar. I was like, at least I was being creative. Nowadays, they're like playing Fortnite and like
making TikToks.
Okay, and what's bad about playing Fortnite?
It's the fact that they're children. I think it's better for you to play Fortnite because you're a fully grown adult who's not going to take that violence and, like, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah, but
I think once they get to, like, late middle school, high school, then Fortnite's valid. But like I have some 3rd and 4th graders that I know that play Fortnite, and I'm like, whoa. That's fair.
But I think of all types of shooter games that a boy could get into that young, Fortnite is the best because there's no blood or gore.
That's true.
But it is like there are different types of guns, so you are getting a knowledge of like what does an AR shoot like versus a pistol versus a shotgun. Like I think about that while I'm playing to which one shoots better and range and stuff, which is probably like kind of that violence piece of that's not really great for a 3rd or 4th grader. Yeah. But like for our generation, them playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, Halo, like they're military operations and they're bleeding out.
GTA was crazy.
Okay, and like I agree that like maybe kids shouldn't be playing it, but like
I also
if you sent me back in time and there was like a hard like law that you could not play GTA, I would be like, no, send me to jail. Like
no, it's of course fun when you're in the moment and you're the one that are not supposed to be playing it, but when you're kids.
No, when I was like in middle school, high school, I definitely would have hated not being allowed on social media, but I definitely think it should be.
Well,
like
didn't you have on your iPad? Didn't you make a secret Instagram?
I had a secret Instagram too. 7th grade for me.
I didn't have an Instagram until I was a junior in high school. Isn't that crazy?
I don't believe that.
I had a book Instagram.
Your Finsta definitely went before that.
My Finsta started junior year. I think I made an Instagram called like Elizabeth's SeaWorld or Liz Queen of Awkward, I think it was what it was. And that was started when I was 15, so like late freshman year, maybe early sophomore year, but I redid the username and deleted everything when I actually started making friends, and that wasn't until junior year.
No, but you must have had Instagram before that because you were on all the social media for like One Direction. You had like fan pages. They weren't like your personal Instagrams.
I had a Harry Styles. But I had a One Direction fan page, and Allie had a 5 Sauce one, but that also didn't start until freshman year of high school. Before high school, I didn't have any social media.
That doesn't make sense though because One Direction was over by then. Or ended.
I had a Twitter in 2014. That's the earliest social media I had.
I don't know if I believe you. I swear I remember
we weren't allowed to have Instagram. You had an Instagram before me.
I had an Instagram in like 7th grade. Yeah. So you must have had one in like freshman year high school.
I didn't have Instagram until after you got caught for your Instagram.
Which was in 5th grade. I got caught.
Yeah.
So like you must have gotten
right, so we're full circle in the timing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I did not have Instagram or any type of social media until high school. Yeah. Period, point blank. And I made all of those like what's it called? Fan stuff early freshman year, maybe late 8th grade. But like I did not have any social media at all in middle school except Wattpad. And in 8th grade I made my Twitter.
I wasn't allowed. I got Facebook when I got in high school, and that was only because that was how we communicated for dance. But then I had the secret Instagram when I was in 7th grade. But I didn't have a phone.
And I knew about your secret Instagram.
I was 16.
I knew about your secret Instagram the whole time because my friends all had social media and I didn't. And they'd be like, your sister is just posting a video of her pouring a cup of water over her head in the mirror.
I lied because I had Musical.ly probably at 14. But that was before it was known to be really a social media app. And I was filming Musical.ly's at my grown age of 14, mind you. Anyways, on my tablet.
Well, it's okay because me and Brooke, also my childhood friend, and Veep, spent our entire childhoods making video stars like it was serious.
I love Videostar. And the fact that some people didn't do that is crazy to me.
Sid
had never been on Videostar or iMovie, like, making stuff like that.
We did iMovie. We would love iMovie trailers, but I never did Videostar. We did have Dub Smash. And so we were big into
I
Dub
never
Smash,
had Dub
which was,
Smash.
Like,
No.
It's kind of like Videostar in a way. But it was honestly more like the Musically before Musically.
Right.
It was that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't... Yeah, it didn't those companies buy each other in some way and then Musically led to TikTok?
Do you want me to put
it might have been. I'm not sure.
Hi, this is Elizabeth from We Know Better. Well, obviously. But anyway... The Ginger sat down on both Femery and Morgan's mics and basically completely ruined the audio for a huge chunk of this podcast. So I had to cut it all out, but all you have to know is we're ending with the Videostar, which you just heard, and we're smash cutting right into my sister explaining why she could not Byler out with us around season 5 when me and Morgan got into Byler. Thanks.
So when you guys started getting into Byler initially, I couldn't be there for the hype of it.
You couldn't go back there.
Yeah, because I was in the trenches when seasons, especially 2 and 3 came out. 2, I remember specifically, I first started being like, this is interesting, because that's when he was like, it's us against the world, when they were trick-or-treating
crazy
and
together.
all of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy together. Like, that's when I started really shipping in. I was like, but then you got to seasons like 3 and 3 coming out, and it was like they were pushing 11 so hard, I just knew they were never gonna do it, and so that's when I started losing hope. And then season 4, I was like, yeah, they don't give a fuck about.
But season 5 though, volume 1, season 5, volume 1 is what really did it for me. It was like I was never
what convinced me of all of everyone trying to convince me to watch Stranger Things. It was her showing me the end of that sorcerer episode with him getting the powers and like Mike looking at him and then eyes rolling back, and I was like, fine, I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I was too far gone by then. Like,
and that's so fair and true.
When season 2 came out, did you think it was Mike who liked Will, or did you think Will liked Mike, or did you think it was mutual? I think
I initially thought it was Mike first because of him being the only one. He was like, I'm the only one that cares about Will.
Yeah.
I think that's where it started, because he was the one that cared the most about Will, and like making sure Will was okay after everything.
Yeah, because everything I read on Byler Twitter is like, we literally started with thinking Mike was the gay one.
Yeah, and then they decided that Will was the gay one, and they were gonna do the worst coming out scene like ever. So like,
and also I just hate all of season 4 when Byler doesn't become canon, because it's like you could have given Will any love interest. You didn't have to.
Yeah,
you could have ended it there. Yeah. He was obviously,
but why even make him have a crush on Mike? Period. Point blank. If you're gonna make him the gay character, why? Or just make him gay, but make him have a crush on literally anyone else. Literally invent a character. You invent love interest for everyone else.
Some fifth grader I know has also asked me if they thought Will and Mike were gonna get together, and that just tells me that if children are picking up on it, they fumbled.
Well, because you made canonically one of them in love with the other. It's like, baby, you're 50% there. Of course, some people are gonna want it to happen because you presented the opportunity.
Yeah.
If you gave Will some other boy he had a crush on in Cali, and then he got to go on the road trip with everything, and then you could solidify him 11, and then solidify Will gets a love interest too, and then none of that shit ever had, like, I think there was, some things that sort of laid the groundwork for Byler, which is why I like the ship so much.
Yeah.
But that would have clearly shut down the ship in a way that I feel like you can still have Will be gay and have a satisfying story for him.
Yeah.
Him having a crush on Mike ruins it when he doesn't get to be with Mike, because it's like, okay, so he got sexually assaulted basically all his childhood for 2 years straight, and like has to live with all of this for the rest of his life, and also he's gay, and also his crush doesn't like him back, and his life sucks, and now his adopted sister is dead.
I felt ugly, I felt dumb, I felt gay.
Like, literally, like they're like, we just tortured him for 5 seasons, LOL, the end.
Yeah, quite an interesting choice, but
I think too, if they wanted to set him up with a love interest, though, they should have done it earlier, like they did with all of the other ones.
Yeah, I'm fine with him having the crush on Mike in general, because like people say it's realistic. What doesn't need to be realistic is it being dragged out to the final episode. The final episode, when you know it's something that the audience is aware of, and you can't even just say like, oh, the audience, like whatever they want to do. You literally make it in, like, it's such a perfect opposite. There's so many only Will and Mike scenes for the entirety of season 4 that you could have had that stupid best friends for life conversation in season 4.
Yeah.
And then worked on growing instead Will's like, oh, even without Mike, I'm still a gay ass little dude. Let me figure out who I am. And then we would have been like, yes, he gets a man at the end. Yeah. But instead, you have to drag Mike along and make Mike look at him like that and flirt with him.
Right, like when in that car scene showing him the painting, maybe revealed by the end of season 4 that the painting was actually Will, and if you really want to make a rejection, that's the perfect opportunity because Will already portrayed the love, but instead for some reason Mike just is always going to think that painting was made by Jane. And I think
by season 5 the writers shouldn't have focused so much on new ships or new romances because it was like there was so much going on plot wise at that point. It was like I don't have time for this. The best ships in that show started towards the beginning of the show, like Nancy and Jonathan, and for me, Max and Lucas are my two favorites.
Agree.
And,
definitely.
Like, that started at the beginning of the show. That's because they didn't have enough time to talk about them later in the show. And that's why Vicky and Robin fell so flat, because they didn't have time to develop them.
They didn't have time. They didn't have time to think about it. They're like, we left it ambiguous.
I'm like,
boy.
No. Well, that's also why I think
I wanted more from them, but they just didn't have time for that.
That's what I also think pisses me off a lot about Byler and how the Duffer Brothers and the showrunners really treat the, like, it was never in the cards. It's like, you have a canon lesbian in early seasons. Why wouldn't we think that someone else could be gay?
Could be gay, yeah.
Like, and I guess Will is gay, but like, why wouldn't you think that two characters couldn't get together, two main characters, when you have
specifically
this really
that's
beautiful
literally what happened.
Representation of lesbianism in season 3?
Too many gay main characters. They can't
That's not
do that.
realistic. There's not that many gay people in real life.
No. No.
There's only ever one gay person that gets to have a girlfriend, and then you never speak about her again.
There's only one gay man and one gay woman in the friend group.
That's all that's ever exists. There's always only ever one gay man and one gay woman ever.
And of course, and both of them can't be happy. One of them has to be tragically traumatic and doomed.
Well, neither of them are really happy.
Yeah, like Vicky.
True, but I mean, on paper, Robin's story versus Will's story.
True, like her backstory, right? She's not like traumatized in the same way. She's the comedic relief, is what she is.
Exactly.
Anyways, can't go a goddamn episode without talking about Byler. God damn it.
Yeah.
And this is why we'll be known as the Byler Girls. Like, damn, we're never escaping that.
No, I'm never escaping it because I went on a first date like 2 weeks ago and we were talking and she knows of the pod and I think I brought it up. I think she had liked one of my stories where it was like, here lies like one of my favorite ships that never got to be, and it was like a gravestone and it was some really popular like queer-baited ships, and I reposted the Byler one. And I was like, so I saw you like liked that, and she was like, oh, like I ship Byler hard. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna work out, actually. I've decided this is gonna work out.
Yeah, it has to.
And I send her fucking Byler TikToks like multiple times every single day. Not as many as I send you because I don't want to be that crazy, but like, yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of dating, then, do we want to get into advice, or do we have more we want to talk about? We're kind of so if you haven't seen Ashlyn's video, which you should watch, even though the audio is atrocious, if you haven't seen Ashlyn's, when we normally do advice when it's just us from questions from you guys, but when we have a guest, we ask them to provide advice that are questions that we come up with, but that you guys maybe could benefit from. So I was gonna ask, since you are, again, the only person that is currently in a sapphic relationship on this podcast
that's ever been on the podcast.
Yes.
The sapphic podcast that we host.
Yes. In the early stage of you and Sid dating, like, what do you feel like were your signs that it was gonna really work out or be a true thing, or like what made it feel very real to you? Yeah. Or things that you maybe specifically did that you wanted to be like, this is like, I'm real about this, you know?
That you actually maybe wanted to get in a long-term relationship, like a serious relationship per se?
Or like that you wanted...
Defined relationship.
Yeah. Sure.
Sorry.
When I think about it, I think it started, like, I knew that I wanted to date her when we first started, like, dating. Well, I think it's funny because I think about our first date, and I remember I wasn't even sure if it was a first date because I never am when it comes to people because me but on Hinge. But she was like, yeah, I definitely knew it was a date. And I was like, oh, oopsies. But I think it's just the fact that we were in the same place in our lives. We were both seniors in college.
Yeah.
We were both teachers. So we had very, like, similar goals for what we want to do in our lives. Like, we both wanted our own classroom. We both value education a lot. We had the same favorite book. We had the same favorite movies. We had the same favorite, like, musical artists. Like, all of those things, I was like, okay, so this is someone I can spend every day with and, like, not get bored, you know, type of thing. And neither of us planned on it when we first started dating. Like, I wasn't, like, planning on getting into a long-term relationship because I had just gotten out of a relationship like a month before. Oopsies. But that relationship wasn't that long. It was like 3 months. So like it wasn't serious.
It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
But it sounds so cliche, but it was just like kind of that thing where like, you know, like I was like, I know I need to be with this girl forever. Like, you know, like she's my everything. I love her very much. And she's also just so supportive. And she, what's it called? We value all the same things in terms of like politics and like, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. But I think it's very interesting with both of us because we do have like our things that are differences. Like I like our favorite, like I like horror. She doesn't like horror too much. And like, I don't know. I think all of those things, just the fact that we were so similar, but also like had so many things to learn from each other.
Right. That's a good way to put it. Like you're aligned, and I think the things that matter for like long-term relationship success, like ideals and views and goals. Yeah. But then you have like differences that make it unique and make you your own individual people.
Yeah. And then because it was also like we both are in education, but she teaches secondary, I teach elementary, so which was interesting. Yeah. And I think, you know, we were classic lesbians. We moved kind of fast. Like, I met her parents the day after we started dating.
Also, her parents live in the town you guys lived in.
Exactly.
So I feel like
I was going to pick her up from her house for something, and her parents were sitting outside and waiting. And that was also just her parents being eager to meet me. But, like, I remember she says, too, she was like, I was trying not to move too fast, and that's why she didn't ask me too fast to be her girlfriend. But I just, like, one night ended up asking her, like, not have been planned or anything. Like, she was just like, what are you thinking about right now? And I was like, I just really want you to be my girlfriend. And then that's how we started dating. So
that's sweet.
I don't think either of us planned to be getting into a long-term relationship. We weren't like looking for things. Like, I wasn't like, oh, these are the things I'm looking for in this person to see if I want to date them long-term. I was just kind of like, let's see how this goes. And then it kind of, I was lucky, I guess.
I think a lot of people probably do say that. I think from a chronically single person's perspective, I'm always like, and how will I know? But I think you're right. It's like, you kind of don't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
See how it goes.
Before Sid and before, because the person I was dating before that was my first relationship. Sid's like only my second girlfriend ever. Before 2024 when we started dating, I think I was very chronically single. Like, I didn't date anyone in high school. I didn't date anyone in college until my junior year. Like, I was late on a lot of those types of things. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that answered your question.
I think it does. I think it's helpful.
The concept of us.
I can't speak. I have never.
The concept of us both older her being like, so how do you get in a relationship?
A sapphic one.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm not going to ask my sisters. Actually, Kimmy might be a good. She's been in a long-term relationship that's stand at the tests of.
Right. True.
The
long
most,
distance.
So it's like. I could maybe ask her questions there, but like, I'm not gonna ask my other sister.
Morgan has, I know I've told you this before, but just to say it in the pod, Morgan has 3 younger sisters with our age gap. So imagine if you just multiplied yourself twice more, or if we multiplied Alyssa once.
That's crazy.
And Alyssa and her other Alyssa were in our immediate family unit.
Yeah.
And they all have boyfriends.
That's crazy. And they all have boyfriends?
Yeah, I'm the only single one. I know.
They posted her
mom. It's crazy that they're all boyfriends too to me. Like, it's because,
Well, because she's the gay one.
I know. Well, I'm still...
she's the statistically one of 4. Like,
I know, but I'm still holding out that maybe one day...
Right.
That one of them might join the dark side.
Yeah. It's so funny. Her mom
Sorry, not to hate on it. I realize it sounds like I'm saying, like, I hope they join the dark side and they both all have boyfriends right now.
Well, like, maybe they'll realize they're queer but still, like, be in love with their boyfriends.
That's true.
Like,
you don't have to pray on their breakups for that.
No, I don't. It just kind of sounded crazy.
Queer girls with boyfriends are valid. Queer girls with boyfriends are valid. Like, they're still queer.
What I was going to say is her mom posts, like, photos of the family all the time, and this year, for Christmas, she bought couples t-shirts for all the couples, including her and her mom and her dad, and there was like a photo for each couple, and then you get to the last photo and it's her holding her cat, and I was like, yeah, slay. And the shirt said like, I love my cat or whatever.
No, that wasn't this Christmas, but there was a Christmas where they all got I love my boyfriend shirts and I got I love my cats. So right.
Oh, I'm mixing 2 stories in one.
Yeah.
The couples photo happened this year, you with Oreo, different time though, with all the matching shirts. I see.
I think I think the fact that I realized I was a lesbian the year before I started dating Sid also helped, because I thought I was bi for the longest time before that. Like, all of college I went through telling people I was bi, and like my friends were like, but you never actually want to be around men, and I was like, You don't have to know that. But I think
Hey, that's okay. We can segue into my question.
Yeah.
How do you know definitively that you were a lesbian and that you weren't bi? Like, I don't know. How do you separate? I don't know. I don't know how to explain my question from my perspective because I feel like.
What made you feel comfortable adopting the label, even though, sorry not to take over your question, but I feel like.
But that's not my question because like I don't think she really was uncomfortable with the label. I think my issue, that's like a projection of my issue. My issue is whether or not I feel valid in the label or not. I guess at period point blank, how did you know you were a lesbian and you weren't interested in men? And how did you know, like, I guess advice for like that transition, how did you know it was such a hard like a hard stop?
Yeah.
Like actually no more men at all.
Yeah.
I guess, how did you know for sure?
I think I knew for sure. I think it was a combination of things. Like the short answer, like I tried to have sex with like 3 different men and I hated every single time I did it. Like I was not into it at all. Like I couldn't even do it. Like every time it was like a terrible experience. I also was stalked and harassed by that one. He's not even an ex of mine because I didn't actually date him, but like there was that whole thing. So that for like a while I was like, am I just being put off of men because I was harassed by that one man and I'm scared that that's going to happen again? But then I think over time I also realized a lot of my attraction to men or like wanting attention from men was because of our issues with our male parental figure and that I wanted that kind of male attention, but I don't actually have that sexual attraction to men at all. Like I never was feeling it when I tried to have sex with men and it was always a terrible experience. And then I think it was the combination of that and getting more into queer culture. Like I started listening to Muna, I started listening to Boy Genius and I was like, wait, I'm understanding lesbianism more because I'm not like feeling like I have to. Like I think I really fell into that compet thing for a while because I was like, I need to like men because they give me attention. But
I mean, me and Morgan talk about this pretty much every single podcast about how we see ourselves and the difference. But I think that's why I never know. I just don't even label myself anymore. Like I just don't. Which also bothers me because I feel like it's like I'm ignoring something about myself by not labeling. But I think every time I've tried to label myself as a lesbian, it feels also disingenuous because I don't think about. I have negative sexual experiences with men, but it was because the men were evil. But there's even times with Nick where it was a good experience and I was into it, but there's other pieces to that are questionable. But like, you know what I mean? There was never times when I was having a sex with men that in a consensual way where I was like, I'm just not into this at all because of whatever. Yeah. So it's like, I don't really know. Yeah. And I have a hatred for men in general so much that it's like, maybe I just hate men as a concept. Yeah. And maybe I am still attracted to them. It's hard to know either way. And I've also always been really prominently a part of queer culture since I was... Well, I guess we became emo at a little bit different times in our life. So, but like I was always involved in queer culture since I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, and I think like you weren't. Not saying you weren't, but in like seventh. I think in 7th and 8th grade I started getting involved in queer culture, and then I was bullied so much for it. I tried to stray away from it, but then later high school I got more into it because I started caring less about if I was gay or not, or if people knew I was gay or not. I was like, whatever. But it also like I sometimes wish I didn't stray away from it so much because I think that stopped me from having younger gay experiences. Like I didn't kiss a girl until I like seriously because you know I had those straight friends that were like, let's kiss, and I was like, I'm uncomfortable. But until I was a junior in college and I kissed my first girlfriend, like I don't think I had kissed a girl seriously, so I didn't also know. I had less of that accessibility to it, I think. But I guess for me, I think the coming into queerness is really different because I also never strayed away from queer culture, but that's because I was never really hardcore. I think the difference in our emo phases was you got cut all your hair off, and so like you couldn't even like visually assimilate if you wanted to, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it's like I was always friends with weird people, so like in that sense we were somewhat outcasted, but no one came after me because I just hung out with my friends and no one else. So there was never any outside interaction with that. So I never had to stray away from queer culture. And also for me, realizing I was gay was because I was having a real life gay experience, and that's what did it for me. It was never like seeing media and questioning that about myself. I never questioned anything. I actually like when people talk about characters that made them realize they were gay or was like signs they were gay and they didn't know it. I don't really think I have that many of those. I mean, sure, there were characters looking back on it. I guess that's the point. But I guess like there was nothing that I was like, oh, like I feel
not like a sexual awakening. Your sexual awakening per se was a real experience. Right.
Yeah. Like I had no idea until me and Allie were coming home from fucking softball practice, and I was like, no, but like it's not gay if I just like want to marry like this one girl. Like that's just what it is. Like you can be straight and just want to marry this one girl, and that's when the crisis started. Yeah. And it was all focused around this real life person who I was talking to all the time.
And I think I think after reading a lot of queer media of people like realizing they're gay, I think I've realized I never was scared of the fact of being gay. Like I didn't care about labeling myself as like bi or anything, or like a lesbian. Like I never was scared of those words, which I think a lot of people are conditioned to be scared of stuff like that. But I was more like so lacking male attention that I wanted it so bad, no matter who it was from, that I didn't realize that what it meant that that I was a lesbian because of that. Like I think that's why I didn't label myself for so long. And I think once I started being more, because in high school I don't think I appealed to the male gaze at all, because I looked so not gay, but also like I wasn't a skinny white girl, and that's what everyone wanted in New Fairfield High School, you know. Right. So when I got to college and men actually started showing interest in me, I was like, oh, this is crazy, this doesn't happen, I'm gonna try stuff. And then I was like, wait, I don't actually like this. Right. I just like,
I guess it was just a bit different. Also, and I've never had an issue with, but I've always, I think rings true, I've always really craved male validation and male attention. I don't know if that's something, I think it's changed somewhat, but I don't think it's something I've let go of, which I think also is the reason I struggle with my own, knowing my own sexuality. But I also think I never struggled for male attention in high school, which is, I guess, a bit different than your experience. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really good male attention. It was always like over-sexualization and sexual attention because I was non-white and had really, really big boobs. That's really it. Yeah. So, but I guess I always like, I never had to question whether I was into men or not at the time, because I was getting that male validation. So I'm like, obviously this means I'm into men. No, yeah. Because men want to have sex with me, so obviously that men, right. I want to have sex with all the men, and I love men. Right.
No, I never had that in high school. Yeah. Like, no men wanted to have sex with me in high school, but that's, like, okay, because they were all assholes anyways. Like, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad. Yeah. You know, it's not like the people in college I had sex with were any better. Like, they were also gross men that, like...
but you were an adult, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I get what you're coming from.
Yeah. Different, still somewhat tumultuous roads to queerness.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. Same sisters, both gay, but very different paths.
Different struggles to get
different there. Struggles. We're actually very similar, but also very different. I actually talk about this in therapy a lot. LOL. I think we have the same, we started off with like pretty much the same personality, but I think the thing that changed us into the two people we are was how other people perceived us in a romantic and sexual way during puberty, and also our relationship with our parents interceding with our relationship in the sense of I was older and you were younger. Yeah. And that made us different, I guess, in that way, and formed our personalities, because we've always had the same interests in an annoying way, honestly.
Yeah. Because like a lot of the times I would start being interested in something and I would not even because of you, but then you'd be like, oh, you only like because I'd like it. Especially, and this was more in high school. Like, you don't do this anymore. You're not, and no, you're not anymore. Like, you like this because I like this. But when we were middle and high school, you'd say that a lot. And like, for a lot of the things, like some of the things, yeah, but then like a lot of things I just found out by myself. But then you just also happen to like them, and I was like, well,
now you look like you're copying.
Exactly, like Troye Sivan, Halsey. I feel like I found all those things by myself. Yeah. But like Five Sauce, you definitely got me into. I will admit that. But
real
like,
and true.
Like Dan and Phil too. I started liking by myself.
I only like Dan and Phil because of you. I don't think I ever, but that's because you loved all the YouTubers. Yeah. So I wanted to try to like get on your level and like get into some of them. That's also, you know how our favorite video game is Until Dawn. I only ever watched Until Dawn because she loved Until Dawn.
I've told Sid I'm like upset she can never experience that with me because she refuses to play it because it's too scary.
She could easily watch. If you're watching Twin Peaks, I feel like you guys could watch a playthrough.
Twin Peaks is like less because she doesn't like jump scares. That's the thing, and it's a lot of jump scares and like scary things like that. Twin
I guess
Peaks
it is jump scares. Like, to me, I'm so desensitized because I know when they happen. Yeah, and like I know when someone's about to die.
I feel like I could watch with someone. I'd be like, and there's a jump scare.
True. Exactly. So I guess maybe if you and Sid ever visit, we could like watch it like maybe in like small pieces, and then all three of us could be like, don't look. We know when it's happening.
I don't know.
Or like when you open something in like in the beginning and something pops up.
I meant to ask this earlier, but I forgot to because we got into a different conversation. Who was your favorite YouTube gamer?
Oh,
I was a big Jacksepticeye fan. That was my
guy. That's real. Yeah, there was definitely a PewDiePie phase, but he wasn't my biggest. My biggest was Achievement Hunter.
Oh, I never.
They were they're a group of people that. Do you know Rooster Teeth?
No.
They did they're like a company. They did a lot of different stuff. They're well known for a machinima TV show that they did called Red versus Blue, and they also produced an anime called Ruby. So they're big known for that, and then they had like a subgenre where they did YouTube videos of this team of adult men that would play. They'd play a lot of GTA, Minecraft. They did like so many games. That's how I know the game that I did, Until Dawn, of course. But then that's what got me into other YouTubers, because I was like, I need more of this. I need more Until Dawn, because it was so good.
That was my thing though with watching all the different like gaming YouTubers, is that I loved the game so much I wanted to see all the different people play them. That was the same thing with Last of Us. I watched like every playthrough I could find. Like I watched PewDiePie, I watched Markiplier, I watched Jacksepticeye. Sadly, that was when Thatcher Joe had a gaming channel too, so I watched him play like Until Dawn.
British YouTubers.
Yeah, like,
that was the only thing. One of the only, I think, hobbies of yours that I've never got into, even if it was like later in life, because I think anime still counts, because I got into it not because of you, but years later, where we still sort of intercede of having the same interests.
Yeah,
I never cared about British YouTubers unless it was Dan and Phil, but that's different. Yeah. Dan and Phil, I think, are their own thing outside. They weren't. Yeah. They did videos with Joe and them
YouTube
sometimes.
boy band.
Yes, I love the YouTube boy band video, but that's it.
That's it.
Did you know Casper Lee married a fan?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. I know that Thatcher Joe's dating someone from some dancing show in
They
the
did
UK.
Dancing with the Stars together. It's
his
like the
British
professional
version of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, I thought he did actual Dancing
no,
with
it's
the Stars.
like called Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh.
I know specifically. I've watched. I've watched his videos, not recently, but like every once in a while I'll go back to his like
Zoella.
Yeah.
I only know about Zoella and Alfie because Sinjin Drowning makes fun of them so much. Not makes fun, but like makes bits about them.
They're obsessed. They love them.
Right.
Yeah, like,
makes fun when parentheses positive.
Yeah.
They talk about them all the time and about how the baby's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, they'll be like...
That's where the I'm One clip come from, because he was cosplaying as the baby, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You need to get back into Sinjin. It's crazy. Also,
I watch them occasionally.
She went through a Sinjin Drowning phase completely autonomously from me. When the fact that me and Allie found Weston on YouNow and like cyberstalked him and were so obsessed with his YouTube before Sinjin Drowning even existed.
I remember.
But 2020 was the big. We were, and then. You don't remember?
No, I do.
Oh.
I remember when I started getting into him in 2020. I was like, oh, I remember this kid because you guys.
Yes, and then when I started talking about Sinjin Drowning again, because I didn't start watching them till like a little bit after COVID, when they really they had rose and then they had a plateau sort of, and then I started watching them again. And then you were like, I know, and I play Mario Kart with Axel. I was like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and I did it a couple times. Actually,
and like Hoover, she has a Hoover cat mat. Like a cat feeding mat.
Who Hoover and Axel are?
She loves Sinjin Drowning, but
I know,
like
but
also knows the lore.
But I'm a new gen. I am definitely a new gen, but like I also like
they still play games with Hoover.
I know they still play games with Hoover. I'm just like, a lot of people don't know Axel anymore because they're not friends with him anymore. Right. Which I want to know what happened with them, even though that's none of my business. I want to know what happened.
Well,
so invested
don't worry. When we become
gay famous, yeah, you need to watch
New York.
Yeah,
those core four, like I was obsessed with the four of them and their friendship, and like I was so confused when he stopped being friends with them. I was so confused.
You were like, "What happened, guys? I thought we were a family."
Literally.
Don't worry, Sinjin Drowning will never air that out on the pod, but we will want to know, and so we can tell her. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, you missed last pod. You should go back and watch. But we talked about how our 5-year plan is to get gay famous, and when we get gay famous, we're gonna move to Bushwick so that we can become friends with Sinjin Drowning and also Turtle with Hat. You should watch Turtle with Hat on YouTube.
I don't know if Kaylin is actually gay, but if she is, you should date
her.
her.
Also said that in the pod.
She's like, and I'm gonna date her, and I'm like, fuck, and I'm gonna be jealous.
So sexually ambiguous recently, right? Like she has sexually ambiguous stuff.
Yeah.
Like I see the clips, and I have always thought that you shouldn't sexualize or not sexualize, speculate about people's sexualities, but I do in my mind. I don't like to say those things out loud, but I do in my mind.
Well, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
My future boyfriend, Finn Wolfhard, is a bisexual, and I know that. It's okay if he's not open about it. And sometimes I watch the FOA videos, and I'm like, I can't.
Have you seen the things, though? He's tried to be open about it, and just no one gives a fuck?
Yeah, like the sock, where he pulls it. He's just wearing bi-flag socks in the middle of, like, an interview on national television, and everyone's like, he's straight.
Yeah, they're like, that doesn't mean anything.
Ugh, I miss him.
Not until he pops out with a man, will people believe that he's any sort of bisexual.
Yeah, and I see people are like larrying him in
Noah.
Really?
like posting
Yeah.
FOA proof all the time, like
There's
crazy.
a strong FOA
Don't
fan
even, because that
base.
happened to him with another kid in the It fandom when
And they
it
stopped
was at
being
its peak.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
also
did
the
know
kid that was, like, Jacqueline Grazer seems to be, like, a shitty person. Like,
True,
I
I
think
have
he,
heard
like,
that.
abused his girlfriend, so, like, it's okay that they stopped being friends.
Okay.
Interesting.
But people shipped him and that guy really hard when they were in the fandom. So I think that maybe has happened to him more than once.
I see those. Well, because every fucking character he plays is gay, or he makes them seem gay.
Yeah.
I think that's also my argument. Like I said, we're like not great to speculate, but that's why I just think it, because like he didn't have to do all that for Mike, but he did. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like when you stop saving the world or something, it's like a small indie movie that came out.
Oh, I remember that. But
He
I
plays
didn't watch
Ziggy
it.
Katz. It came out in like 2021, 2020. I watched it a few months ago before the Finn Wolfhard obsession started, honestly. I just thought it seemed cool. He is, I think he has a canonical gay ex-boyfriend that they mention in passing, but like he's getting in a straight relationship during it, like with a girl. He has a crush on a girl during the whole thing, but with his friend just acting gay as fuck. And I'm like, you don't have to be doing all that, actually.
And I mean, his character is queer in The Goldfinch, like in the book too.
Yeah.
Like, they're canonically queer.
Yeah.
Like, it's not defined.
And also
in any way,
it,
but they're just
right?
queer.
Isn't his character gay?
Yeah. She genuinely is. Yeah.
Isn't that like the big thing that the monster
And-
preys upon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his whole like fear. Like in the first one, he just says it's clowns, but it's just because he doesn't want to tell people he's actually afraid of being gay. But then in
Right.
the second movie, they made it actually
When he's
a
an
thing,
adult, yeah.
which was so exciting for me. But did you know that the guy that played Eddie, they were gonna make Richie and Eddie actually get together in the end, but like the guy that played Eddie refused.
The adult?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I think I
actor.
have heard that he's a pretty shitty person.
But I think he
Interesting.
died.
Oh. That was
Recently.
And well, honestly, and let me
And
say
clip
something
that.
controversial, is that if you're like,
And maybe things happen for
maybe
a reason.
people are gonna come for me. None of you gay people are gonna come for
Couldn't
me.
care, yeah.
If you're so anti like being like, you're like, no, I'm not gonna
I'm
be
not
gay.
gonna
I'm not
act
gonna
it.
be gay on screen.
Yeah.
Then why are you
Then
an
I don't,
actor?
I'm not
I don't
gonna.
really
I don't
care.
care that you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, why are you an actor?
I'm not gonna say wish he died,
Exactly.
but I'm not gonna. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
that
care.
actually makes
It's
no
not
sense to
affecting
me.
me.
The only thing I think as an actor that you really can say like hard no to is sex in the sense of your own body on screen.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that makes sense for a hard
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, it's
but
like
like
not
you
wanting
won't
to,
play
like-
gay.
Yeah.
Like there's so many sexualities and gender representations in the world, and as an
Yeah.
actor, you're a blank slate.
Yeah.
The
That
whole
makes me
idea
feel
of-
sus of you, if so, because then what are you getting out
What
of
are you
your
hiding?
straight acting that you're doing?
right.
Because why are you like?
Yeah,
why
you
is it
only-
okay to straight act?
yeah, right.
Because it's real. You're actually taking because a lot
Seems
of these
like you're hiding something.
yeah, a lot of these relationships that you're having are usually in it's older actor men and young actress women,
Yeah.
and you're okay with that because it's just
Right.
acting, but you're not okay with doing it when it's gay.
Yeah,
Okay,
right. Right.
So
But all that to say, the 5-year plan is we are going to move to Bushwick and we're going to become friends with St. John Drowning, and I'm going to date Kaylin. So we'll figure that out for you,
Yeah,
what
good.
happened, and get back to you on that. And also probably a few years down the line, me and Kaylin are going to have a tragic, maybe we're just going on break, because I don't know if I want to end up with Finn Wolfhard. That seems a little crazy. But we'll go on a break. Like, you know, like something's just not working, and then I'm going to meet Finn Wolfhard, and then we're going to date.
pod's gonna go on a break.
No, me and Kaylin,
Oh,
our
you and
relationship is
Kaylin.
going to go on a break.
Oh. Okay, gotcha.
And then I'm gonna date Finn Wolfhard, but I will probably break up because I don't want that mainstream attention on me. Like, I'm niche gay famous, and also
Yeah.
our audience is gonna be mad that I'm dating a man, even though bisexuality is allowed. And then me and Finn Wolfhard are gonna break up, and it's gonna be really tragic. And he's gonna write a really good album about it, probably, and maybe make a few films about it. And he's gonna cast the actress, and she's gonna look exactly like me, but it won't matter because I went back to my true home, which is being gay famous nichely with Kaylin Corey.
Right.
yeah, actually, I could see that.
Right.
Thank you for validating
Yeah,
that.
no, and I could, and then it would be mutually beneficial. He'll write his album, make his movie, and then we'll, because of the limelight,
get to
of
joke
Mike,
on it.
Of Mike. I just called him Mike. Because of the limelight of Finn, we will
pod will blow
brought-
up, and
yeah,
everyone will
even
want to know
more.
what I have to say
We'll
about
be
the
straight
breakup.
famous.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, me and Finn are gonna date, and it's gonna blow us up and me up way too much, and that's why we're gonna break up. I'm gonna be
True.
like, Finn, like, I can't do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like, people are
It's
stalking
ruining
us
the
all
pod.
the time. It's
We
ruining
got
the pod.
we got straight fans. I don't want
Right?
that.
Like, I care about my niche audience the most. Like, we have to stop. Like, people are posting like edits of us, like, and it's
and
not
they're not
okay.
making edits of us
Right.
anymore.
Me and Morgan are no longer being queer-vestigated anymore for being in a secret relationship. Like, we just can't. We have to break up, and it'll be tragic. But it'll be okay, because then we'll come on that first pod episode of actually I was a lesbian the whole time or something like that, and then we'll talk, and like it'll go huge.
Wow.
And that'll only make him more famous because he'll have turned out to be a lesbian ex-girlfriend.
True.
And then, if all goes to plan, me and Kaylin will be like, what's missing in our relationship? And while that's happening, Finn Wolfhard's going to be questioning his gender. And while that's happening, he's going to turn out actually to be a trans woman. And then he will come out and transition. And then me and Kaylin are going to open our relationship. And then we will start dating Finn. And we will be a queer throuple.
Okay.
Yeah.
A polycule.
Yeah. I just really think I would be more in love with Finn Wolfhard if he was a girl. And I kind of want him to be. So.
And well...
But I still love him. I don't know. It's a weird time.
She hasn't grown out of it, guys.
It's been a week. I told you guys last week that I would update you where I was at with my weird obsession, parasocial relationship with Finn Wolfhard, and the update is not much better. Not much better. Yeah. Still kind of in the same area. Actually kind of believing in it a little bit more, like it's going to happen in the future. But, you know.
With all the manifesting at this point, like, I don't know.
We would be so iconic bi for bi. And then I could help him actually come out to the world and it be accepted. Well, I guess I would also, like, not be because I'm dating him. But, you know, one can hope and dream.
Well, let's get into our recommendations then, I guess.
Yes, our must recommends. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I had one prior.
Well, I was thinking about it because you told me at the beginning, so...
Okay, you can go for it
then.
Well,
like, I have, like, a general one, and then I have a more specific one. Like, my general one is, like, lesbian media in general. Like, getting more into lesbian media.
Yes.
I just bought 5 lesbian books at the bookstore Liz took me to earlier.
Tropes and Trifles in Minneapolis. You guys need to check it out. Amazing romance bookstore.
It was so fun. But specifically the band Muna, because they're releasing a new album in, like, a month, and it's really exciting.
That.
And they released a new song called Dancing on the Wall, and I've been, like, insanely obsessed with it. It's so good. Like, I think they need to be a little bit more mainstream in the gay community, because I feel like...
It is absurd that they're not, like, hugely gay famous.
Right? Like, it's like they have, like, a specific gay fan base, I think, and, like, lesbian fan base, but, like, a lot of gay people that I meet, if I bring up Muna, they're like, I don't know who that is.
That's
and
crazy.
Like,
they should be Chapel Roan famous.
Exactly,
for what they've done.
exactly.
I think Chapel Rowan's a little bit... straight famous, though, I would say.
That's true. She definitely is.
But
I agree. I'm just saying.
I agree in premise. I just think.
I think the level should be the same.
Yeah.
I think they should get some straight famous
because they're so. It's like insane, like the bangers they have. Like,
yeah.
I feel like they should be on the same level as like Boy Genius, but I don't feel like they're quite.
I think they're almost there, and like especially when Boy Genius was at its height, because like they had the whole like, Luna Genius shows, and like so I think they do share a lot of fans as well, though.
I think Boy Genius sort of pushed those 3 artists, though. Lucy, Phoebe, and Julian sort of almost into a broader audience that I think they sort of like tried to bring Muna with, but I don't think that stuck.
Yeah.
That's the way it stuck for them.
Yeah. But I also think because Muna wasn't releasing new music at the time. Like they had just released an album before Boy Genius did. And then Katie released her own solo music, which also is incredible and didn't get as many flowers as it should. Like, it's so good. But then I also, like, as soon as I tried to get tickets for Muna, they sold out in, like, less than a minute. So, like...
Did you try to get them this morning?
I forgot. And then by the time I looked, it was sold out.
Oh.
Damn. I was so pissed. I was, like, 9:30, and I was like, shit. And I checked, it was sold out. But they have, like, a waiting list, and they were like, we'll get in contact with you soon about future events. So I think it is... Because this is, like, they play through the album kind of thing, so I think they're going to go on an actual tour. I'm hopeful.
Cool.
That's nice.
I've never seen them, like, on their own show. I've only seen them at All Things Go. Which was still incredible. But,
right.
You know.
No, that would be nice. Well, and hopefully then with this new album, it will propel them.
Exactly. It should.
Let's hope. That is a really good must to recommend. Well, I've already done Turtle with Hat, but I'll just do them again since I'm recommending them to you.
Oh.
Have you heard of Turtle with Hat?
No.
Have you heard of Izzy and Emma?
Yes.
Okay, that's Turtle with Hat.
Okay,
that's just their YouTube channel name.
I know that. I know them from TikTok. Maybe.
Yeah, that was where they started. They got started on TikTok doing kind of like skits and stuff, but they have a YouTube channel that is very 2010s YouTube. Yeah. They do like the couples like baking videos or challenges or things like that, but then they also do video gaming. They do like a ongoing Minecraft series, but then they also play kind of whatever
they just did on their private like pay to watch YouTube.
They just did the Quarry.
Oh,
and they're currently playing through The Walking Dead, the first one.
That was good.
They did Life is Strange on their Patreon.
They're super cute, but they're also funny.
They really, well, again, and I am a little parasocial with them. I'm like, you guys are my best friends, but they're just like they're everything good about what YouTube was back then, in my opinion. But then they also are a lesbian couple that are just wholesome. They don't make their content all about being a lesbian, though. They're just like, they're just a couple, and and so you know that you align with them politically, and they do speak up about their politics too, which is like they're great people that I don't know that I think I know,
and they're majorly up and coming. I would say in this past 6 months, even a year, their channel is blown up.
As they've been collaborating
more, like YouTube famous than like
definitely
TikTok famous.
Yeah, definitely.
Which also just I think if you guys when you guys get
thank you
niche gay famous, you should start a gaming channel for sure.
We already plan to start a gaming channel.
We have talked about that all the time. It's just the matter of when.
Once things slow down, we have all our birthdays at like our friend, me, her, two of our friends, me, her. And so it's like once Christmas hits for us, and it's all crazy in terms of friendship stuff all the time. Not like,
but we started the pod in April because that's when things kind of slowed down for us. So,
but what we want to do is make a YouTube channel where we maybe post vlogs of sorts and then gaming videos that we want.
It would be not just gaming, make maybe both.
Right,
kind of very Turtle with House.
Yes. But
yes, that is definitely something we've talked about, and hopefully in the cards. We just gotta work out logistics and another thing that we had to film.
I always tell Morgan that you used to tell me in like my late college or middle college when I
was watching Sin and Drown.
Yeah, you'd be like, you need to get famous so that I can be your niche famous sister.
It's because I wanted to be Twitch famous because I wanted to know my favorite Twitch streamers at the time in 2020 because that's when I was watching Sin and Drowning on Twitch. Like, you missed the peak of them being on Twitch and them streaming. I miss them streaming so bad. They were so funny when they were streaming, but it just wasn't for them, I don't think, to be honest.
It's a lot for anyone.
I
think I'm in admiration of anyone that would stream.
I don't know if I've ever told anyone this, but I tried to stream once in 2020, I think, like a faceless kind of thing. And, like, I had a whole stream going and everything, but, like, no one watched it, and then I didn't keep going because I was just not. I was like, I don't have
VTuber, I feel like. I could see you be a VTuber.
Oh, my gosh. That would be, but, hello? You okay, Queen? Is those the people that have, like, the figure? Like, I don't know about that.
They don't have, they're faceless. They just have, like, they can do whatever, I guess. It's not necessarily always anime.
Me and Kevin did Fortnite streams in 2024 for like a few months, but the problem is we have such separate schedules that it was never consistent, and also he gets annoyed when we don't win, so we can't, like, a good stream should be at least 2 hours, and like we would play for an hour and haven't gotten a win, and he's like, I just think we should end this stream, and I'm like, Kevin,
he's rage quitting.
Yeah.
I mean, real, when I play Overwatch and I don't get a win in like a couple games, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. My must recommend is having a sleepover with your friend in the middle of the week. I think when you're an adult, you can really just do whatever, and I don't think we utilize that enough. True. Our friend, I mean, also she came probably because I absolutely needed her to for my own mental health safety, but it was still fun, and it was like a fun little, like, we didn't even stay up. We stayed up a bit late, like laying up in my bed, but that's because I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping, and that's why she had to come, because I literally wasn't sleeping for days. But we like watched some anime until like 11 and like talked. We smoked a few cigarettes, like ate a little dessert, and then we just like got in bed, and she set an alarm for when she had to get up for work from home, and then woke us up, and we got coffee and then worked from home, and I was like, whoa. You can just like do this.
That is fun, especially if you have a flexible. Yeah, exactly. If you have flexible work, it's kind of like, why the hell not?
Yeah. V is a teacher, and we didn't really give her an intro at the beginning, and we were just kind of assumed you would know.
We didn't ask you to
but actually, I probably mentioned that you and Sid are teachers at some point.
You talked about it. We talked. Yeah.
You did talk about it, but you didn't announce.
We didn't. Ashlyn, I think we gave her room to like kind of actually explain who she was. Yeah. We didn't really give you the same. You're just her sister. That's it.
I'm your sister. No, I'm a teacher.
It's okay. One day you guys will know because you'll follow her. If you're like the huge fans of us, I'll follow you, and you'll gain a niche following from that.
I don't know if I can ever have a niche following now that I'm a teacher, though, unless I have like, well, you know what, if I have like a contracted position by then and I'm like in
True, but you don't even have to make content. You could be like niche famous in the way that we all know that Weston and Kaylin's old neighbor.
True.
Yes.
We never know. He doesn't. Yeah, yes. William Graver. Yeah. He doesn't make content, but like we all know who he is and low-key what he looks like.
Yeah, that's what I think I would be, because like I just don't think I can be that much in the spotlight, especially because like the more because I'm like a substitute right now, so the more I've substituted this past year, I think I want to be with like 4th and 5th graders, and they'll try to find me. Yeah, it's not like kindergartners.
That's crazy, like, because if we get niche gay famous, you're gonna have like a classroom. They're gonna be like, "Is this your sister?"
They definitely would, and I'd be like, "Oh my god," because they already. I mean, like none of them I don't think have tried to find me on anything. Like, I don't think that's been a problem, but, like, I don't know. Yeah. I think it'd be more of a problem as I would teach older grades, which, like, there's potential for that, but...
Wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine Sid in the future, she's, like, teaching in 11th grade, like, an English class or, like, a high school English class, and she just hears some gay kids, like, in the corner being like, yeah, like, you know, like, Elizabeth, like, did you watch their new video? And she's just like, right. Right.
Freaky.
Yeah.
But I do think about that sometimes with, YouTubers and stuff.
Do you think they're in a relationship? Do you think Elizabeth and Morgan are dating? Sid's like,
she'd probably be like, oh my god, shut the fuck up and do your work. Like, you should be analyzing fucking To Kill a Mockingbird right now.
Not analyzing the relationship between two women online.
Like,
right.
So true. Well, that was a good recommendation. Yeah. I think I am pro sleepovers in the middle of the week, but I need my sleep too. So it's like, okay, we can have a sleepover, but I'm going to
like an adult sleepover in the sense. Oh yeah, I guess also I could outlive your life because when you actually have to go and you wake up so much earlier than I could ever fathom.
Not 5, but I do wake up at like 6.
That's when I wake up. Sid wakes up at 5, and then I get to sleep for another hour.
No, I need to be in the office at 8, and I wake up at 7:30, 7:45 at times.
That's crazy. I need to be there by like 7:30, 7:35. Because the thing with my job too is I don't know what I'm doing until I get there that day, so I like to get there a little earlier so I can find out what I'm gonna do for the day.
That's fair.
So
I can't relate, man.
And also, like, I can't really, I mean, like, I just be having this, I mean, not to be like like bragging, but I do get to have a sleepover with my best friend every day, so
right. and then every holiday, every romantic holiday or whatever, when you guys like post each other, I send it to Morgan and I'm like, whatever, I don't even care. I'm not even jealous. I don't care.
I think I deserve it because I didn't get any attention from anyone romantically.
Everyone deserves it.
Like, well, that's true. Everyone deserves it. I guess. You're right. I don't.
But you're right.
What,
no,
so
like,
I don't
deserve it.
I don't deserve it because I dated Nick in high school. So now I'm condemned forever. That was
That's not what I'm trying to say. But like, I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. You do. I'm glad
I also
that you
sleep with my best friend every single night.
She's no, don't worry. We get to sleep. I get to sleep with my 2 best friends, Gigi. And Gigi is my cat, and she sometimes, for warmth, especially in these winter months, she's been sleeping right in between me and Sid. At night.
Does anyone ever call her Ouija or just me?
Just you mainly. We call her Gigi the cat a lot for some reason. Like, I don't know why we have to add the cat in it, but we're like the cat Gigi or Gigi the cat. Cute.
Yeah, I create my own. I also created nicknames for your cats too. I call Chip Pip.
Mm-hmm. We do call her like Ginger Weeger sometimes.
I know, it's just funny because I love nicknames. Like for dogs, Ginger has like a whole list. Yeah. Like we could go on forever. And so then I meet my like friends and family's pets, and I'm like, and this is what I'm gonna call them. I don't really care if you like it or not. And Oreo's Wario, like the Mario character.
Wario and Ouija.
Yeah, and Ouija. Yeah. She's just such a Ouija to me.
She's a little beast. Love her.
All right, well, I think that'll be it for us this time. I hope you guys liked our 2 birthday videos back to back as well coming before this. Yes. We're really pushing out new and interesting content.
So am I not going to be out for a while?
This will be April. We'll be in April when this comes out.
Wow.
Or March.
We're in February right now.
March 30th this is going to come out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I have some time to watch more. And I will. It's not that I have, like I said, I just don't watch podcasts. We always have shows that we
too busy watching. Too busy watching Wicked over and over and over again.
Liz exaggerates that. Like, we watch it every couple months.
I show you them. You know I'm not exaggerating.
Every couple months. We haven't watched it in like a month or 2. We had to watch it when they came out digitally because we had to watch them back to back.
Right.
I showed you multiple screenshots from like every month. You know I'm right.
It's not. All right.
I want to see how many times you guys watched it in the last year. If you need to count it up. Not right now, but do it after. But yeah, no, we pushed 2 new birthday episodes, a new thing, and then now we're gonna do a guest episode with my sister. Hopefully, maybe you'll come back one day, and we're gonna be doing our anniversary too soon as well. It might be
the one after this.
Yeah.
I think this is
I hope you guys
anniversary episode. March 30th. No, it'll be the one after this.
Yeah. So. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying the content and our big aspirations to be gay famous, I guess. Mm-hmm. As always, our socials are weknowbetterpod with 2 Ds on TikTok. I'm elizabethrosepenabrown on Instagram and edgyliz on TikTok. She's more Cooper 2020 on everywhere. My sister's niche famous, so you're not allowed to follow her on anything. Don't try to look. And also look in all our descriptions and the pinned posts on all of our social media for how to help support the Minneapolis community during the ICE occupation and in the wake, quote unquote, after, if you can even say that we're in the after, which I don't.
We're not by
any
Like, in
means.
case you've been told incorrectly, we're not post actual ice hockey patient.
I'm sure when this comes out, you won't be maybe close to either. Like,
Nope.
No.
it's just the fake news that's telling you that.
Yeah. Just, oh, yay, happy we don't have to look at Minneapolis anymore. That's
Right.
what it is. It's like,
Yep.
you know, it's still
Oh,
very
that
much
could be
happening.
a whole another rant for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
So, you know, check those things out and support us and help us help
Gonna get
others
out
in any
soon.
way you can. And yeah, we're going to go out tonight to the gay bars. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.